What's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This video is going to be talking about The Walking Dead and what's going to happen eventually when the TV series catches up with the comic books. So this is one I've gotten quite a few times over the years. People just kind of suggesting I do a video kind of talking about it, wanting to get my opinion on it, talking about it in comments and all of that, and decided I would finally do a video to touch base on it because I think now that we're most of the way through Season 3, we're starting to see that this will come about. I mean, this is not something that's probably not going to happen. I do see this happening. I mean, because number one, the TV series has actually grown. So in terms of viewership and things like that, it hasn't shrunk. It's actually become more popular than it originally was. On top of the popularity of the show increasing, okay, as we've gone through it, we've also seen a dramatic increase in the pacing of the series. The way they were going in Season 2, where they were doing like one season per one trade paperback, at that pace, you would never catch up to the comic book series. The TV show could go on forever, and the comic book would always be ahead of it because they release one trade is like 6 issues, and there's 1 issue per month, of the year. So you would get every year 2 trades. So by that, you would never have it catch up. But with the pacing they've been going at in Season 3, they will, in fact, at some point catch up to the comic book series and where it's currently at that point in time. Now, it's probably not something we're going to see for a while. So this is not something that's going to happen soon. And by the point we get close to where the comic book is at now, it will be a little ways ahead as well because the issues released in the interim will cause it to go ahead even further. So this is something that I would say we'll probably see happen in and around season when we get into seasons, 7, 8, 9 of the series. Once the series gets to that point, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the series will get to that point. Robert Kirkman has basically said he doesn't want to, try to say if it's how long it's going to last, and they're taking it one season at a time. But I believe with the success it's had so far, that they're going to carry right through, and this will last all the way until then. Because even though you have people dropping out of the show, like you have had Frank Darabont as the showrunner leave, you've had Glenn Mazzara leave. There will be new people come in, and as long as the money's there, they will find someone to do the job. The business is there, you hire new people, whatever, it'll still run. That being said, eventually I think we will get to a season 7, 8, 9, this kind of thing. And when we eventually do, I would say that yeah, it's going to catch up. We're going to catch up. The TV series will be at the same point the comic book series is at once we get to about, those types of later seasons of the series. Now, I don't envision the show would just end as a result of catching up, or they would just stop making it because they're out of, comic book material to go with. Which happens a lot with anime. You get what's called filler because the anime will catch up to where the manga is at, and then they will just put filler in. I don't think they will put filler in with the Walking Dead TV series. At least, yeah, it won't really be filler because the TV series goes along a different route than the comic book series. I think what they should eventually do, and what they will eventually do, is do something completely new. Completely new story arcs, completely new season with nothing taken from the comic books, and just hire on a few more writers than they normally do and make a completely new story for the characters and really have the comic book and TV series separate in that way so they're completely different and that the two of them really don't have much in common at that point. The characters can become different. They can develop differently. You could have a different villain or different type of location where they could be at versus the comic book series, and just really make the TV show even more unique than it already is, adding on more new characters like Merle and Daryl, which obviously worked out tremendously well, adding in new ones and having just completely new stories for maybe a couple seasons. And then if they do that, then the comic book will have some new material too. Maybe they can work in some of the characters from the comic book at that point and just kind of include them as they go along. So guaranteed eventually it's going to happen one way or another. And I think when they get to that point, that's what they're going to do, is they're going to start putting in completely new stuff. So I don't think the show's in jeopardy once it gets closer or anything of the sort. So one way or another, eventually it's going to happen, and I actually think that I would like it even better than the comic book series, because then we'll get to see something completely different, completely new. At this point, I think everybody loves the TV series, and it's become its own entire thing, even though it's going down a lot of the same path as the comic book series did. You know, there's so many things that are so different. The way they handled Shane was completely different. The way they're handling the governor, completely different. To the point where they're like almost different characters. You know, they're not the same character really. You have the governor from the TV series, who really is not that much like the governor from the comic book series, at least not in my opinion. And Rick as well is a different character in the TV series than he is in the comic book series. You know, he physically, his body's different. You know, his physiology is different. The way he fights is different. Everything is different about him. So that being said, I hope they actually do divert more away from the comic book series and trying to not make it as similar, as it's already been. I like to see them go even further away and include even more new elements and new characters and things like that, because it's worked out so well. Daryl, Merle, I mean the examples can go on and on and on of how well the new additions have worked out for the TV series and really just improved the comic book series quite a bit, at least in my opinion, made it even better. So anyway, those are my thoughts on it, really. It's going to happen sooner or later, so sooner or later they're going to have to make some original seasons with content that's not influenced or inspired by the comic book series almost at all. Completely new stuff. And I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Maybe even some new characters. Preferably, you probably always want to have Rick's group in there for a season. You wouldn't want to have a season of The Walking Dead without Rick's group. That would be weird. Not that they couldn't do it. They could. But I don't think they should. I think they should just make it totally different from the comic book series, totally diverge, and not have it filler, like have things happen, have characters die and different things. Just make it totally different. So anyway, those are my thoughts on what will happen eventually when the comic book series or the TV series does reach up to the comic book series. It's bound to happen sooner or later, probably season 7, 8, or 9 is what I'm thinking. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say for this video, guys. For more suggestions, or if you have any more suggestions, please write them in the comments. I do take them into consideration, and like this one, I do like to do some discussion topics when I don't have any real topics to talk about the show in terms of what's going on at the moment. So that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.